Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence Roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today.
Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. With me, as always, is the inventor of the infomercial and the original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Seth, great to be here. And I know we have a very special guest. I'm excited for today.
Yes, we do. We are joined by Sasevich, who has been honored as the Extraordinary Entrepreneur of the Year by Women Online Magazine, a recognized sales expert by Success Magazine, recipient of the coveted eWomen Network Foundation Champion Award for her generous fundraising, has been on the Inc. prestigious 500 America's Fastest Growing Private Company list for 2 years in a row. She is the queen of sales conversion, teaching experts who are making a difference how to get their message out and enjoy massive results without being salesy. And she is also a best-selling author, and we're super excited to talk about her new book that isn't even out yet, Meant for More. Lisa, thanks for joining us.
Hey, good to see you. And it actually is out.
Congratulations.
Snuck out during quarantine. I think it must be an essential because it was actually shipping when only essentials were shipping. So, I mean, I just had to put that together.
I want to thank Lisa. Thanks I got my copy yesterday and had a chance to do as I do quick reads, but it was great. And I appreciate getting a copy in advance. So, but hey, we got a lot to talk about here, Lisa. And I love that you focus on conversion, right? Sales conversion. Let's talk a little bit about that, because obviously prior to conversion is either lead generation or something that gets them to that point of being converted. So tell me how you got into this and what are some of your techniques?
Sure. I came out of college at San Diego State. So I'm here in La Jolla, here in San Diego, and came out of college at San Diego State, got the corporate jobs, worked for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals out of college. In fact, was on the Viagra launch team, little factoid. There's almost nothing you can say that doesn't bring up a double entendre when you're talking about Viagra. And so, I got some of the best training out there. I also worked for Hewlett Packard. So I worked for some of the big companies and in the area of sales. And, it was interesting after selling hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars for big companies and having all that training, when I went out on my own as an entrepreneur some years later and tried to make an offer for my own services, my own knowledge about how to sell, my hands were visibly shaking. I like this person who never is tongue-tied. I didn't know what to say. I remember giving a presentation to a small group of entrepreneurs, my first time of trying my hand at how to make irresistible offers, which, now has been our brand for the last decade. And I had sweat rings, down to here. It's like I couldn't hide how nervous I was, how uncomfortable I was trying to sell something I cared about and my own thing. And I found that it was just a completely different craft, selling a printer or, a pharmaceutical for another company versus selling my own services. So, I started to play with that and say, like, why is this so different? What is it that's such a game changer? And then when I, looked out into the universe of mission-driven, heart-centered people like me that wanted to make a difference, I saw that I wasn't alone. It was like, we want to do something, we want to make a difference. And then, oh no, I need to sell, the sales part.
Yes.
And so, just kind of
Ring the cash register, right?
What's that?
Ring the cash register.
Yeah, like at some point, right, we have to be willing to make that offer. And, there's so many folks out there who just avoid that part. And, it's sad because they're doing all the heavy lifting, all the education, being the good guy, and the person who's willing to make the offer is getting the business.
I love your term, irresistible offer. That is the essence of a good pitch. I mean, on Shark Tank, people would come out, hey, I want $1 million for 10% of my company.
It's always 10%.
What are your sales? We're just getting started. So, I mean, that's not very irresistible. So conversion is the key.
It's one of the first things that we teach when it comes to making an irresistible offer, which I think in our Meant for More formula in the new book, it's the 5th step. So it's actually the last thing we cover. There's a whole bunch of things, like you said earlier, there's some things that come before conversion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That lead generation, for example. And, we take a slightly different approach when we're stacking up to conversion. And some of the things that need to come before it, we've seen it, especially with that mission-driven person who's really out there, they didn't get in it because they're a salesperson. They're probably an educator. They're probably someone that wants to make a difference. That tends to be who we attract, right? They're not even thinking necessarily lead gen, conversion, right? They're just thinking, I want to help. I want to make a difference. And man, if I could make money doing it, if I could merge my worlds where I make money and make a difference with the same thing, that would be business nirvana. So, prior to conversion, there's figuring things out, like, especially when we're talking about intangibles, like services, coaching, or what this book particularly is about, the tagline, if you can see it, is how to turn your knowledge into profit. Which of course is particularly timely right now, when we're in quarantine, maybe starting to peep our heads out, but we're getting that collective breath, that time to say, what is it that life has prepared me for that maybe I could help other people with, right? Have I done well with my investments in a down market? Am I, particularly amazing in navigating my relationship and my family during this time? And other people need to know about that. Or, my health. Like, I used this time to actually get in my best health and my best shape of my life, and I don't think that's really what's going on in a lot of households. So I'm not necessarily looking to teach that, but, I looked to people who do. So when it comes to these intangibles, pre-conversion, there's all these things we need to do so that we can make that intangible feel tangible, right? How can we make that when we're not shipping a box and, we know we're going to want to make a sale? How do we make it that service, that knowledge, that expertise, that coaching? How do we make it feel like we're shipping a box? Yeah. So we talk a lot about how do you find the words to make it feel tangible, and how do you put it into a system that makes it feel tangible, and all of these pre-conversion ideas that once you have, then pouring on the lead gen, right? And moving to conversion, those all make sense.
Great. I know you speak to entrepreneurs, very powerfully. Does this also, will your book work for corporate salespeople too? Is it kind of crossover?
Yes, it's been interesting. I have done a couple of corporate trainings since it came out virtually. And, one of the core pieces of Meant for More, and again, how to turn your knowledge into profit, is we've got to figure out, what is that unique set of knowledge or expertise that you've been collecting, both from your formal education, so like school as we know it, certifications, formal education, but also from life school, right? Relationship school, spiritual school, the school of hard knocks. How did all those things, how do those come together, whether you're an intrapreneur, within a corporate situation, or an entrepreneur? harvesting what we call your $1 million value and really, really getting clear on what you bring is one of the things that we really dive into in Meant for More, because you can bring that within your company, you know, and really claim your value at the next level, contribute at the next level, and also be able to, you know, ascend in your own path. And then, of course, on the entrepreneurial path, we need all of those things to differentiate ourselves, you know, in crowded markets.
Super.
You've done so much and you've offered so much content over the years through your own success. What prompted you to write Meant for More?
You know, it was interesting. So after a decade, you know, we had helped now people in 134 countries, as you said, made the Inc. 500 twice. And I was, you know, I'm so good when I find people that, you know, they would come to our seminars, our workshops, our online courses. And if they already knew their unique value or they had some sense, they could plug right into our sales conversion strategies. You know, we're the brand holders, as you may know, of Speak to Sell, right? So teaching people how to, you know, open their mouth and make their offer to more than one person at a time. They could plug right into, we're also the brand holders of Event Profit Secrets. They want to do events, workshops that convert into high ticket offers. You know, if they knew their unique value, they could plug right in. But what I was seeing is that in every single one of their eyes, I see it in my own eyes when I look in the mirror, you know, I see it in everyone, is that there's this feeling that won't go away, that bubbles up sometimes, that we know that there's more. We could help more people. We could take the next cut. We could communicate it at the next level. And so I knew there was another layer of people that were right there that are, you know, I believe really everyone is sitting on a gold mine. I really, really, really have seen now, you know, just with the decade of doing this, that every single person is sitting on a gold mine with what they already know. Yeah. You know, not some certification they need to go get, what they already know. And, you know, what it came down to is that there was only one thing that was making the difference between who was mining that gold and who wasn't. You know, and I'd ask people, what do you think that thing is? And they'd say, you know, determination or action, you know, and I'd say, no, you know, you're close. But actually, the one thing, and you guys know this, is that it's a decision. It's a decision to mine the gold. It's a decision to say, you know what, I'm going to see what is that gift. What am I uniquely qualified to help people with now? And I just felt like if I could spark that decision and give people like a simple roadmap to be able to say, okay, what is my unique value? And, you know, what has life prepared me for that I already have that I can help people with and I could make money with? If I could give them the simple steps to find it and then package it and then make that irresistible offer, that we could have so many more people thriving right now. And I mean, it was just crazy that this came out right now, you know, when there's a lot of people with the time on their hands to take a look at this.
You know what I think, Lisa, I launch products and many people, they'll say to me, well, boy, I had that idea years ago, but they didn't do anything about it, right? And there was, I saw so many nuggets in your book, but one of the ones that hit me really powerfully is my own philosophy is build the plane while you're flying it, right? That's in your book. And explain, you know, we know what that means, but because people are afraid to start something because they think, oh, I'm not going to get it 100%, you know, and they're afraid. And so walk through that philosophy.
Oh, I love that. Thanks for bringing that up. You know, we have a distinction that goes along with build the plane as you're flying it. I think they have to go together. And the other distinction that I always couple with it is good enough. It's called go forward with good enough, right? Because there's so many people that you meet and I meet, like, you know, in your case, it sounds like I had that idea years ago. In my case, I deal a lot more with people that are selling intangibles, professional service providers, coaches, experts, speakers, and there's so, in my case, what it looks like is that their brilliance dies in their hard drive, right? The book that they wrote, that thing that where they're perfecting their plans, the thing they're going to launch one day or help people with one day. And so build the plane as you fly it. You know, it means that you can actually be helping people and making money as you're perfecting your plans, that you don't have to have the whole story written to start, right? And on our campus with our sales conversion strategies, you know, you literally, once you go through the Meant for More formula, you distinguish, you know, what is my unique value? There's another piece of it, actually, we might want to come back to, called making peace with sales. That's a part of the formula that has to happen too. So you discover your unique value, you make peace with the fact that, you know, making your offer is actually the number one thing you could do to serve the planet. We help you with that, you know, some mindset shifts. And then you organize what you know in a way that people really can succeed with it, so that when they ask you, you know, hey, Seth, hey, Kevin, can I have 5 minutes of your time? I just want to pick your brain. How many times do you hear that, right? I want to pick your brain about how other people promoting. Probably enough people said to you guys, I want to pick your brain about having other people promote me, right? How do you get so many amazing affiliates that you put together this amazing program that we all use, right? Because like you knew how to do that. So when people say that, and this is for everybody listening, like you want to start taking inventory of all those places where people, and it's usually actually one place, I should say, over and over and over, that people want to pick your brain. Because what that is telling you, even if you already, I mean, I just did this exercise with a gal who has a $100 million company, Hint Water, right? I mean, they're killing it right now. But she did this exercise, we call it Discover Your Unique Value, and saw all the places that startups are always wanting to pick her brain, and realized that she was doing that, you know, 5 minutes of your time, meet for coffee, kind of downloading what she could, and it would never be 5 minutes, it's always an hour, right? And that there's actually a disservice in that to both parties. You know, the disservice is when they ask and you just kind of take it from the top of your mind, it doesn't come out in an organized fashion that they can actually run with. In fact, when we let people pick our brain in our area of unique value, they mostly feel overwhelmed, you know, because if we haven't realized it's our unique value and organized it and said, hey, you know, good news, I've actually picked it for you. Do you know, you can go right here, an email, it's going to come to you in an organized fashion that you could follow. That's a service, right? But when we just kind of, you know, put 10 pounds of rice in a 5-pound bag, you know, people, they don't have much skin in the game, and they really don't have a system they could follow. So it doesn't serve them. And then for us, the person whose brain is being picked, it does sound kind of painful, right? You know, we every time we do that and they do nothing with it, it's getting reinforced that thing that doesn't have probably that much value, right? And so there are areas, even for the most successful entrepreneurs, that if we pay attention to, and it's usually areas, another clue, you guys, that come easy to us, but are hard for others, right? Like that was me with sales. I mean, 8 years old, I was selling the most Girl Scout cookies. Everyone wanted to know how I did it. Like it just making my offer always came easy because I believe it's how I serve people. It's my connected that way. But other people were like, sales. It took me till 40 years old, 12 years ago, it took me till 40 to realize that was something that I could really, really like officially help people with. So, you know,
you talked about your magical transformation. I'm going to steal Kevin's line in the interest of time and say, can you talk about one of the magical transformations that somebody who's consumed your services and learned your process has been able to achieve? Where were they when they started, and then where are they now? And then we'll wrap up.
Sure. Great. Yeah. And before I get into that story, just, if any of you want to go deeper into the Discover Your Unique Value piece, yes, it's step 2 and Meant for More. And we're shipping, we're in stock, we're in Amazon. Most people say they wish they got 2 or 3 copies because they start reading and then they look across the table at their college student who's home right now, you know, or their honey, and they're going, here, you take this, I'll get myself another one. But if you want to, you know, grab the book, and then we have it's a little mini course that I was going to sell on the back end. When we went into quarantine, I'm like, I'm giving this, like, this can't wait. It's called Discover Your Unique Value. If you guys want to go grab it at this moment right now, we are still giving it away free. Just go to meantformoregift.com, and it just drills into that piece of your unique value. And some of you are going to see line extensions you didn't think of, you know, just additional revenue streams that are sitting like at the tip of your nose. You just, you know, they're so close, you can't see them. So my gift to you at meantformoregift.com. Great. And an example, we had a gal who, you know, she had multiple sclerosis. She's not a medical professional. For 20 years, she had just figured out how to live completely symptom-free, right? She knew, she just knew how to do it. People were always wanting to pick her brain. I have a friend with MS. Can you help her? You know, when she went through the Meant for More formula and really was able to systematize what she did, realize that that thing that had now become easy to her was like a game changer for others. She put it all together in a brand that we call now Live Disease Free, and, you know, started to help other people to do that. Again, she didn't need to go get a certification or become a health professional. She was sharing what she did for her life from the School of Hard Knocks with other people who now, you know, all over the world are benefiting from what she figured out. She's making money. She's making a difference. She puts 12 people at a time into a $7,500 90-day virtual course. Do the math. It's a really good business. And her husband, you know, retired what he's doing and works in her business too.
We're going to have to connect offline about that because I have a stepfather with MS. So there you go. See, everybody's touched by something. So I hope you get your affiliate commission on that.
No, you know what? My aunt has it too, which is why the story always comes to mind. And it's such a great example of like, hey, can you connect me with that person? Well, guess what? She did the Meant for More formula. You said stepfather. You know, now there's like an easy way he can go get his hands on her work. So that's the benefit that every single one of us has with what we've already been through. So thank you.
Absolutely incredible. We greatly appreciate your time. I've got pages of notes already. Obviously, go get the book Meant for More by Lisa Sasevich, Queen of Sales Conversion, and then check out meantformoregift.com for the course. It's free today as we're airing this. Hopefully, it's still free while when the recording comes out. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Take care. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll talk to you next time.
See you later.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.